Yo, what's going on, TAP? That's right. This your boy Play B chillin'. I got my boy Rev with me. What's going on, man? How you doing?
Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Sir Rev the Servant, and you are now listening to the TAP. That's right. Play B, welcome again to everybody who's listening. Like we said, we had a really interesting time after we recorded our last show because, as we said, we were going to go ahead and watch the documentary after watching the preview of Real Haunts, Ghost Towns, and it was really interesting. So we got pretty hyped for it. It was interesting. There was a lot of information. There was a lot of information thrown out there on the documentary.
I'm still stuck on the spider thing.
You know what? I never took you to be that much of arachnophobic, actually.
What'd you call me? No. Okay, well, check this out. Yes. For some reason, I could do snakes. You know what I mean? I'll stare down a buffalo. But for some reason, I guess we all have our things. Some are scared of rats and mice and whatnot. But what are you guys that listen and watch afraid of? Hit us up on social media. Yeah, what's your phobia? Hit us up on social media. And don't forget, we have the phone lines are open, so it's 209-214-9472. You guys got to hit us up. That's 209 area code 214-9472. Just got to put that in there because I want to get people to interact with us, and I figured that'd be one of the best ways of doing that besides social media.
And that number will be down in the description. It will be on our Facebook page.
I'm going to get it tattooed right here. It's on.
Yeah, we are looking for, and going into the next season here, I think it would be very important to kind of get more interactions or more interactions with people that we wouldn't normally conversate with.
Right.
And I think we did that for the most part. With Ariel, we had a good conversation.
We did reach out and branch out. But for some reason, this season 2 has this. I get this feeling about it. I think this is going to go places. I really do believe. I know I said that last year.
We just got to raise the standards.
We got to raise the standards. And
Vision
AV knows.
2000. Oh wait.
AV knows what we're talking about. Vision 2020. 2020. You know what I mean? It's the thing.
Yeah.
It's the
2020 doesn't count.
Yeah.
Wasn't even a thing. So anyways, so we'd had, like I said, we're looking forward to talking to a lot of different people, hopefully people that we don't necessarily agree with or people that have a perspective on things that we don't have or able to just enlighten us on certain things.
And that's what makes things fun. And that's how we all as a people learn and grow, and get rid of all these stereotypes and
misconceptions.
There you go. I couldn't think of the word misconception. You know what? Maybe if I would have called 209-214-9472, I would have known.
Maybe.
Dang it.
Okay. So anyway, we'll get back into talking about the documentary. So we watched a preview. We had 2 conversations so far with Heather, right? We talked to her twice.
Right.
Our initial conversation after we got connected with her because Randy suggested that, hey, you should really talk to this person. We reached out. Really awesome person, really knowledgeable in the field that she is actually, conducting her business in, and it just was really good. And what's funny is there were some things that came up in the documentary. And I'm like, I need to ask her about that because I need some more information about it, but I don't want to get ahead of myself. But anyways, so we talked to her the first time, just initially get an introduction. It was really cool because a lot of the things that she was actually talking about during the documentary were things that she had already expressed to us. And I thought that was really cool. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, yeah, I remember her talking about, like, there was an instant in the documentary where she was talking about how she first got into the paranormal stuff. And it was because, her grandfather had passed. And she was a young girl or teenager, I think 12.
Damn.
And then she had a visitation or some kind of visit from her grandfather, I think it was. And that's when she first started believing and diving into the whole paranormal thing.
Well, how about you? Are you still skeptical about the whole thing, or since last season? That's kind of cool saying seasons.
Are you asking if
has your belief on ghosts changed at all? I don't know if that's the right word, but
well, I really don't know exactly. How should I put this? I do believe in the supernatural. Now, how I think the difference is how we believe the supernatural manifests itself, and I think that's the big distinction. So, do I necessarily believe in ghosts and specters? Specters. Oh, by the way, that was the name of the vehicle you suggested. Spectre One.
Spectre One.
And it sounded like Sphincter. Anyways, that's like an inside joke. I don't think anybody got it. But anyways, we'll talk about that another time.
I got it. It was hilarious to me. That's all that matters.
So yeah, my whole thing when it comes to the supernatural, number one, I do believe in the supernatural. I mean, by necessity. If you're going to believe in a god or in a deity, and even the Bible, because there is a spiritual, supernatural element to the just believing the Bible is what people say the Bible is. So if you say the Bible's the inerrant word of God and given us by God, well, by definition, by that you are believing in the supernatural. So I think when it comes down to me, it's just like, how does the supernatural then manifest itself? So I don't want to necessarily say excluding that their ghosts are not possible or apparitions are not possible. It's just that when I look at, my supernatural tradition, let's call it that, where absent from the body, present with the Lord. So there, once you leave this earth, there's no intermediate. There's no
purgatory.
There's no purgatory.
I think that's where me and you are on the same page, because I was listening back to the show. Was it with Heather? I can't remember. But I was saying, I don't think it would be my loved ones. Like, I don't believe loved ones come back to visit us, because for one, I'd probably have a heart attack. I see my grandma.
Oh, that would be CJ.
It was with CJ. And so maybe I'm thinking they're like, I think the spirits that we see are tricking us. Maybe they're demons or Nephilim or whatever. I don't necessarily believe that they're the spirits of those passed on, that the loved ones.
Yeah.
So I think me and you are on the same page there, because they wouldn't want to do that.
So yeah,
I don't know.
I go back, and I don't think the Bible contradicts itself, but there are instances where you see people believing or thinking they're seeing ghosts. I think it was like, oh God, it's escaping me right now. Where I think it's when Jesus appeared before the disciples after the resurrection, they believed it was a ghost. It wasn't. It was just a ghost. I don't think they necessarily believed it was Jesus.
Spectre?
They just thought it was a specter.
It was a specter.
A holy specter. Not the Holy Spirit. A holy specter.
Well, I've been on that website. Wait, no, I haven't been on that website.
So,
and when I said that, I clipped out. I'm like, I'm excited there.
So, anyways,
I'm married happily.
Happily. Follow the monster.
Well, I know I'm happily married, because that's what she told me. So.
Man, we're having a good time already, man. This is good.
Man. I clipped out twice. I hope the audio doesn't sound bad.
I'm looking at it right here. Oh, you're screwing up big time.
Yeah,
man.
I clipped out. I seen it here too, but I'm thinking there's enough headroom there. No pun intended.
What kind of pun?
I don't know. You know what it is? I'm doing one of these. This is my second episode for season 2, sober. Notice I've been drinking Coca-Cola, man.
That's another interesting tidbit that we haven't even
sober
talked
right now.
We'll have to save that for another.
I'm all depressed about it.
Sober, you're in recovery now.
I'm sober. My sphincter needed a break. Wait, no. I didn't want to say specter, but you put the sphincter in my mind. Never mind. I clipped out again. I seen that.
Okay.
I don't know why I'm clipping out. Let me lower the gain.
So, anyways, I don't even remember what I was just talking about. Oh, so we were talking about loved ones. You don't believe that they're loved ones who have passed. Okay, because your abuelita wouldn't want to scare you to death.
No, but she wouldn't. But at the same time, remember that story I was saying where I heard her voice, like she called me?
Yeah, you had earplugs in or something.
Earplugs, and there's machinery, so that was weird. But anyway, What I would love to do now that, I mean, for those of you that follow us on social media, you've seen the video that was posted today where I was talking about we have mobile means now of going to places. So we should reach out to Heather and maybe she could take us to that one. What was that, like 30-something miles away from Vegas or something? That one last, on the documentary, was that last place they shot a couple movies there?
Oh, that was the, I wrote it down. The El Dorado Canyon.
Yeah, we should go there.
She talked about that too when we talked about her, because that's why all these places that she was mentioned, they're talking to us about. They came up in the documentary. That's why I thought it was really cool that we at least like the Macabre School of Mines.
Yeah.
So it's like all these places that they happened to visit and they were talking to.
Is it School of Mine or Skull of Mine?
I think it's School of Mines.
I don't know. I think I remember hearing her say school.
And I think it was because either they did training for miners or it's now it's a school where they teach about mining or one of those two. But anyways, so it was really interesting to watch that. Now going back to the documentary. Now the really interesting thing was in the very beginning. I'm trying not to spoil too much because I do really want people to go check it out. It's if it's not your cup of tea, it's still something that gotta check out. We watched it. It was you know, we had our qualms about the documentary, but at the same time,
mainly because we weren't in it. But
yes, I was thinking that same thing. I was like, hey, they should have talked to us. We talked to Heather.
Yeah. We have Spectre 1. Well, that's the thing. We'll get out there. They know it. I was inspired. I want to shoot my own documentary.
No, yeah, it was really it inspired us to sit like, and that was another time. We're going off topic, but no, you're completely right.
We're like off topic, but on topic. It's
yeah. I got inspired because I was just like, it was a good documentary, and I just thought that, you know, what could we do in the same vein to kind of get something like that going? And I figured it would be really good to maybe go down to Vegas and talk with Heather and actually do our own investigated documentary.
Yeah, and take her with us.
Well, not take her with, no, have her take us.
Yeah, well, yeah.
I ain't going. Heather.
Yeah. You know the thing. You know what I mean? She's like, don't take play B. You don't even know if he's coming or going or what the hell's going on. I'll just be there with that blank look on my face, like Rob Riggle. That dude's off the chain. I'll be all. But yeah, that's something that I want to do, that I know that me and Rev want to do. God willing, we have the budget for that. But yeah, so we're mobile now. So if there's anything in California, we got any California listeners want to see,
well,
you know, we can check
and
it
on
out.
that topic, there are some groups in the area that, you know, now that COVID has seemed to be lifted, we should probably get in touch with. There was another person on that actually liked our page, Urban Paranormal Urban, I think it was. I gotta look it up again, but yeah, they followed us. But they're from the UK. They do kind of like, yeah, no.
Oh, that's Australia.
Paranormal,
Please,
Paranormal Urban. Yeah, that's another individual that does paranormal.
Nice.
Goes up. Yeah, I was going to show you that. But anyways, so back to the documentary.
I know. Sorry, guys. It's been a while. We got a lot on our mind. It's just
yeah. This is a documentary review.
Yeah.
So a film review. So I don't want to spoil too much, but there was a lot of interesting things that came up in the documentary. Number one is, how the hell do you get to own your own
town,
your own ghost town? Like the sheriff guy, the first
self-proclaimed,
the self-proclaimed sheriff of.
I would be the
Nowhereham.
I would, yeah, right. I would self-proclaim myself as a president or something. Why would you want to be a sheriff, right? Well, I can see the. I don't know. I'd be like the president. Or
you know what the coolest thing was? That dude walked, and I wish we had his photo, but he was walking around with the gun.
Yeah, the sheriff guy.
Yeah. It's just like, dude, that's
open carry. Try that in California.
No, but yeah, it was really cool, and I was just thinking about that. I was like, man, how there was a year ago. Was it last year or the year before? There's this abandoned, I think, mining town also somewhere in the desert in California that was for sale.
Oh, dang, nice.
I guess I can't remember it.
So what if there's radiation poisoning? Risks. But you know, that would be tight, man. I would love to do that. We could move there, and we all have our little town.
Yeah, I'm gonna look it up because it was for sale at some point, and I thought about it. I was like, how cool would that be? I mean, or is it cool, or am I just being?
I mean, I think maybe it seems cool, but because when you looked at these towns, me and Rev were mentioning it, like, do they live there by themselves, or do they have family members?
The one dude, okay, so the first guy, I don't want to give too much away, but the first guy basically said, Junior, he said he was single his whole life, right? Because that's what you're like, man, how could he be single his whole life?
I know, Junior.
And no, but I think the point was that he's like, I don't need a relationship. I don't need this. I don't need that. I'm completely comfortable being alone. Now, mind you, he's alone in the middle of the desert.
That's kind of creepy in itself.
Little ghost town or whatever you want to call it. And my first thought is...
The hills have eyes. You know what I mean? Like, what if you find, like, you go into one of these rooms that are locked, and for some reason that one day he forgot to lock it. You go in there and you find a bunch of people's belongings that travel through there, you know? Like, dang. No?
Maybe. I'm trying to look up the
that town?
That town, the abandoned California. Is this it right here?
But I wouldn't pick a desert. How come all these mining towns are in deserts? Like, well, because that's Nevada, right?
I think this is it right here. Yeah, 2018. It's the Cerro Gordo, California ghost town that's for sale. That was 2018. I remember seeing that.
Is there a listing price?
1.4 million.
That's not bad for a town.
No, I'm going to try to see if I can pull it up, though.
Maybe we can find a town on eBay or something. I'm like, I'll buy it.
Well, you know what's interesting? So if you go to like the public surplus auction website, you could actually buy like big swabs of land in other states.
No way.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting.
Well, I remember, was it last year? I can't remember when it was exactly, but Colorado was giving free land away if you moved there.
Yeah, 1.4 million real estate agent. The asking price for Cerro Gordo is $9,025,000, according to a property listing. I'm trying to find any more details on it, but yeah, I remember seeing that, and that actually they had photos. I'm looking at photos right now. I wish I could show these to the depending on how we post this, we might be able to see the photos.
I'll describe the photos for our audio listeners.
Okay, so this is going to be like story time with Play B. Okay, so
yeah.
So let me see. Okay, so there's that. That's basically the town, and there's some more photos. I think if you scroll left or right. But anyway, so yeah, so the part of the allure or the interest in watching this documentary was these few people that own these lands, and I think all of them basically had some form of ghost
11, 12 buildings there.
Yeah, there's a lot of buildings there. I think there's one where it's. Let me see. I got to go back. It has a saloon
for like a 1.7 million. I mean, that's like what houses cost in California, like a normal house.
Yeah, but most people are just buying it probably just for the property. But anyways, the whole point is like how cool, or is it cool? You know, or I don't want to say cool because it definitely is cool, but like.
How long does the coolness last?
How long?
But you could do anything you want out there, man. I'd have a gun range. I'd have,
When does buyer's remorse set in?
Yeah. You're like, I got to mow all this?
No, but it was really cool. Like the couple that owned.
Good luck getting internet service.
The couple that owned the El Dorado Canyon, I thought that was really cool because they always have visitors. They always, they have that cave system that Heather.
Too bad that house burned down. We were talking about that. That was like the oldest house on that property.
So it was really interesting. So owning a mining town and then just talking about all the different people that were there, like maybe some of the potential like ghosts or whatever.
Well, you know what I thought was interesting, and I wanted to bring it up yesterday, but I figured I'd save it. I think I did bring it up anyway. Two things. Where do you find that spirit box that Heather had? Like, do you go to Amazon and get that? And secondly, would you buy one and use it? Like, would you like, let's say let's go to cemetery and try it out, or would you even buy one at all?
So when you were asking me about like how if I believe in the supernatural or the paranormal, so I've watched videos. I mean, it's something that's interested me for a very long time.
Right.
I have watched videos on those things. And I remember I think somebody actually, I think it's happened about with Robin Williams, and actually it was kind of creepy because a voice came through the box that sounded like him, like little voice, like little, and I was just like, oh, that's too creepy.
Yeah, that's Miss Doubtfire. Hello. I'm like, oh, you like pies too?
So, anyways, so that would be interesting. We got to ask her. But here's another thing that I was going to point out too. There's two things I want to talk about before we end the show in a couple of minutes. But the fidget spinner.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, does that really? Well, I mean, we've seen it move, but
but they didn't talk about it. Yeah. Like they just sat it down.
How'd they come across that idea?
So I had never I've watched a lot of paranormal investigative videos.
Right.
Junior, you have too, right?
Yeah, I have.
Have you ever seen anybody use a fidget spinner?
And from the ones that I've watched, no.
Okay, so you haven't.
With others, I've seen them use like childlike toys or like.
Okay.
Oh, to get a response.
Yeah, or like flashlights or something. So that way, like they'd ask, "Oh, can you turn on this flashlight or touch this toy and make it move?" So we know you're here.
Okay. But the fidget spinner I thought was a really good idea, especially if you get somewhere that that's not a lot of like wind or whatever.
Well, like in that cave.
Yeah, and that's what I was going to ask her about because they I know how documentaries sometimes they kind of like over embellish things, but they didn't mention anything about the fidget spinner. And I know I'm probably like killing it. But anyways, watch the documentary. You know,
if you want to know what we're talking about,
yeah, just watch the documentary. So, but I want to talk more about that as a method. Like I've never seen something like that used, but you're right. People would use toys or stuff like that.
Yeah, to provoke a response.
Yeah, and then we'll ask Heather about the audio box or whatever they're called.
Spirit box.
Yeah. And then there's one last thing I wanted to talk about because she mentioned, I think Heather actually mentioned this idea of the metal triangle. as compared to the
yeah,
Bermuda Triangle, like the same
right.
kind of thing. And I had never heard that before.
Does that reach up to here, or did it stop at Fresno? I think Fresno
I
was
don't know.
one of the legs.
I wanted to look at
can't
that
remember.
again, and I kind of I want to save that. So when we talk to Heather again, I want to ask specifically, hey, tell us a little bit more, because I go to Vegas a lot. And it's like I've never heard about that. I'm pretty sure that the Mojave Desert is part of that
Yeah.
triangle. So, anyways, I do want to talk about. There's just so much. It was a really interesting documentary. Even they mentioned Tommyknockers, which I had
that
vaguely
one,
heard.
That
and
one
I-
made my ears perk up a little.
So I want to ask more about that. But yeah, there was just a lot of good information that was laid out in the documentary, and I liked it because it didn't answer the questions that I have, but I like it that way because now we're going to go investigate it and talk to Heather about it. So that was good.
Maybe that was the objective.
The point,
Yeah.
the point of the documentary,
Which is a good way to kind of leave things. Like sometimes here on the show, we'll leave things open ended, but we do it purposely so that way you can draw your own conclusion. Because it's not our job to make up your mind, you know what I mean, and to make the decision for you guys or whoever's listening. So in a way, sometimes I like that when I listen to podcasts and it leaves things open, even like a movie or a book when they leave it up to you to figure out the rest and kind of end it the way you want. So sometimes we do it that way. Sometimes we'll come to a conclusion. But most of the time, it's kind of just to give your mind something to play around with, something to throw around. But, I mean, if you guys have a story, you want to share your experience, or you want to talk about any kind of strange weirdness, cryptids, anything, weird happenings or whatnot, please give us a call at 209-214-9472, 209-214-9472. Leave a voicemail. You could either just give us a quick rundown on what you want to share. We'll call you back. You want to get on the show, you can do it that way. Or you could just leave a voicemail and tell your story, and we could air it on the show. However best works for you. Hit us up on social media and all that good stuff. But we're looking forward to getting these calls in. I think that's going to be pretty cool. And maybe we could even start a segment there where we could share people's stories and
or just
get
have
your
them
voice out.
have them on the show and talk. But
Right.
definitely. So anyway, that was good. We recommend watching the documentary, and hopefully in the next show that we'd be able to get Heather scheduled, and we'll probably get that scheduled sooner than later so we can get her back on and talk about the documentary. So Heather, we're going to be calling.
Yeah, we see you, Heather.
So anyways,
No.
so thanks for joining us. I've been your boy Sir Rev, here with my co-host, Separate but Equal, Play B, and you have been tagged.